What is up, everybody? It's Patrick. Sitting here on my patio on a Sunday, and I was just thinking about all the conversations I've had lately about dating and why there's a complete lack of good men. And I thought to myself, is there a complete lack of good men? I mean, life's kind of a struggle. I think it may appear there's a lack of good men, but from the outside looking in, as what I consider being a good man. I would like to think that that is what I represent is a good guy and being single. That a lot of what I see in the female side of the house is what do you offer to attract a good man? Okay, now I don't mean financially, although I think that is important. Should be a financial aspect. Nobody wants to have a freeloader, I don't think, but that might not be important to everybody, right? There are obviously everybody's got their own thing. So moving that aside, uh, because I think that is personal to you, is what do you offer a good guy, a high level guy, as a female? When you think about it, if you were to write down your pluses and minuses like we do when we're doing personality tests or leadership tests, what is it that you offer a top shelf guy, that guy that you think would be good for you? Do you feel that if you were to sit down now and write down these attributes that you've got a lot to offer a man? I'm talking above and beyond maybe you're pretty. Uh, that's the first question I would ask. If you are struggling with that question, females, then I think that's probably a good place to start. Because what I have noticed on social media, I'm going to just let everybody know this, is what a lot of women post would keep a high level man away. We might even look from the outside in and think that person looks awesome to get to know. You might not even know. In fact, I would even argue that a lot of you have what I would consider good top shelf men in your lives that from afar watch some of the stuff you do and think, there's no way I would touch that. Uh, Things that you say, posts, male bashing of any sort is probably going to chase any serious guy away. We're just not going to do the male bashing thing, not serious men. Uh, I hear there's a lack of manly men. I don't know if that's true. I feel like I hang out with a lot of guys that I consider manly. They do guy stuff. They can change some oil. They pop a wheel. They will show up if you get a flat. They wrench. Maybe this is true. Maybe it's not. But I'm just wondering if a lot of what's coming to you is not because maybe you have not decided what your worth is personally as a female. And without knowing your own worth, can you bring a worthwhile man into your life? I am not a professional. I take 0 classes on this topic. I am just coming from this as I am a man and I see a lot of stuff on Facebook that makes me think, yeah, skip. Not going to do that. Nope, that looks dangerous. Oh, that's probably not going to work. Despite some aspects of things looking good, right, on paper. Now, maybe you're on a dating app. I've never been on a dating app. I cannot speak to that. But again, I would think if I was on a dating app, it'd be similar to social media. I would want to know what attributes you have. I would want to know some personal stuff about you, like what kind of hobbies do you have and what do you do for fun? I wouldn't be so sure I wouldn't tell everybody to write down kind of what you want in a partner. Just write it down and then see what you're willing to offer a partner because that will lay out some of this stuff, women. Uh, I believe that you have a lot to offer. Females are absolutely a good female in a man's life is going to make a man even better and a female even better because of it. Uh, I believe one of the things we have said is, and I think it's wrong, is, well, I just want to be independent. Uh, I'll do it myself. I'll just do that. I don't believe that's the way we're actually meant to be built. I believe we are supposed to have a healthy dependency on each other, whether that's among friends or specifically in a relationship. Like, I would love to be able to lean on a partner. So when we're independent, is that not the opposite of a relationship, which is actually dependent? Marriage is dependent on each other to work together to have a better life, to provide for kids if you have kids, etc. But society tells us, oh, you got to be independent. I don't know. I don't really want to date for it. I'm already independent. I am perfectly fine by myself. I would like a little dependency on hanging out on a patio with somebody, having a cup of coffee. Tough times, being able to discuss that. Hurtful times, death, sickness, right? Those kind of things. I don't want to be independent at those times. I mean, that's the opposite. So I think maybe one thing we want to start thinking about is, do we really want to be independent? Maybe you do. But it's going to be very hard at that point to find a good partner, a good guy. I think good high-level guys have already probably succeeded in life. They probably have their own things going for them. And if they are going to bring a partner into that, it's going to be for some pretty high-level reasons themselves. It is something that they're looking at as, this plus one changes my life. It's not a good time in a short period. This is a good person that changes my life as a male that's been single for a number of years. If it's not going to do that, then I can keep doing what I'm doing, which is just being single, having a good time, right? Hitting concerts, hanging out with my friends, going to the boat. If I'm going to bring somebody in, there's going to have to be a real reason for that. A big bonus of having that partner. And it's not chaos. I can tell you that. It's not getting nagged. It's not getting beat up. It's not like, those aren't the things guys are looking for at this point in time in our lives. No. A lot of us probably did that when we were younger, and hopefully we've learned. I mean, it's biblical. It is better to be in the desert than with a nagging wife. So just know that if that's what you're offering, it's probably not good. But listen, the fact of the matter is, I think there's a lot of great people out there. I think we've set unrealistic expectations in each other. I think we've tried to state that we don't need each other, that we can be single. I think we have underestimated the value of partnership and relationship. I believe that with a 50+% divorce rate, we've probably not given it our all in marriages. Guilty, divorced. So I'm not pointing fingers. I wish I could say that that had not happened, but it did. And I believe that through good marriages, we are better for it. Both sides, right? Because honestly, men live longer when they're married. Why? Probably because we're happier when we have good wives. We feel better. I think women also are better for it. I think the book Love and Respect goes into this in great detail. And I think it's a book everybody should read, because the minute we start thinking that direction, like, it's game changing in relationships. I believe that if you're a female looking for a top shelf guy, you should be very positive on your postings. You should not male bash, and you should not look crazy. All of those are going to keep somebody away if they're watching from a distance, even if they're in your friendship circle or just outside your friendship circle. That's my 2 cents. You might disagree. And I, of course, don't mind that. I would love some back and forth on this if you would like to talk or offer suggestions. Again, this is just Patrick telling you what I've seen as a male that is sufficient enough to stay single for the rest of my life, should I want to. And if I'm looking at a lot of the chaos in social media and things that women say, I can honestly tell you that that is probably turning some guys off from afar. And you may not even know that they were interested in you, because they never even opened that door once they saw that. You guys probably have a lot to offer on males. I would love to hear it. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. We're going to post this to my YouTube channel because I've got it and I don't ever do that. The World According to Patrick seems like the right place for it because that's all this is. Just the world and relationships according to this guy. All right, guys. I hope you have a great day. Down here, it is hot and it's going to be nice.